What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Prize Picks Prop Show on April 28th. It is Wednesday. We have a lot of action. We have Champions League soccer today. We have PGA tomorrow, MLB, and NHL, and a lot of great stuff. So it is the perfect time, if you are not part of Prize Picks, to join. And I honestly, it's been one of my favorite DFS platforms to play all season. And at FSI, where I am one of the owners, we are partnerships with PrizePicks, and I will show you how you can get signed up, get some free money, and then also get some free content at our channel. I have 5 or 6 plays I'm going to talk about here that are my favorite for the slate for the day and tomorrow, I guess. My one disclaimer is however you play those is kind of up to you, right? I'm not going to tell you, hey, go play a 5 for 5, play a 3 for 3, play a 2 for 2. That is totally up to your style. If you're more of a cash game player, then you probably lean more towards a 2 for 2 or a 3 for 3. If you're somebody who likes to go for the top prize with a lower win probability, then you're looking more at like a 5 for 5. So let's get into first PrizePicks. These are a couple of my recent winners here. I'm typically playing the 2-pick power play for $400 in an effort to profit about 800. If you look down here, if you use the code FSI, they'll PrizePicks will match $100 on your first deposit, or 100%. If you want to do $50, you're going to get $50 back. And then you're going to, once you use FSI, you're going to reach out to me, and then we're going to get you some free content as well at FSI. So some premium content. So make sure you do that. Comment with your favorite PrizePicks play in the comments below. If there's something that I haven't talked about that you also love, I want to hear from you. And this is a community. I want to learn and find some plays that you like as well. So let's get into my favorite plays for the day. The first one is going to be the goalkeeper for PSG in today's Champions League matchup with Manchester City, Keylor Navas. 2.5 fantasy points. Now, if you're not familiar with soccer or familiar with the scoring, I'll give you a quick synopsis for goalkeepers, because it's definitely different than some of the other soccer players that I'm going to show here in a second. Every goalkeeper starts out with 5 points. So he's over if the game ends 0-0, no saves, no goals against, right? Like that's super unlikely, especially when PSG is a slight underdog here. But for each save, he's going to get a point. So say Navas has 3 saves, he started the game and he didn't give up a goal, he ends with 8 points. That's really nice, right? But if he gives up a goal, that is a -3. So if you do the math, if he starts out with 5 and he gives up a goal and doesn't have any saves, he's going to go under. I think the likely scenario is that he does give up at least 1 goal. But I do think there's a chance that, so if he gives up a goal, but he has 1 save, then he's at 3 fantasy points. Now, if he gives up 2 goals, that's where it's going to get difficult. That's where I think he's going to need to have 4 saves. But I actually think 4 saves is not unlikely for him here. In the Bayern against Bayern Munich, PSG gave up a ton of possession, and they gave up a ton of shots on goal and just volume, and Navas got peppered. So I think you can easily see a situation in which they do give up 2 goals, but Navas still goes over with 4 saves. I think the most likely scenario is he has at least 1 or more saves, but gives up a goal. So I like the over. I think it's a pretty low number for a goalie that is going to probably see a lot of action. And the game is fairly square. So that's my first take in a soccer play. Let's go on to the next one. My second one is also in the soccer play. Now, just as a reminder, you can't play 2 if you're doing a 2 for 2 like I'd normally play. Like I can't play Di Maria and Navas in the same 2 for 2 because they both play for PSG. But I do like the under on Di Maria just for this fact. I think Manchester City will dominate most of the possession, and PSG is going to try to score on the counter, kind of like my partner Gator Guy, who's also on this channel, who does all of our soccer content and is the soccer whiz, talked about in his breakdown for today's slate that PSG has Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria, but they are going to be likely scoring on the counter. And I think out of those 3, Di Maria has the least goal assist equity of those 3. So he will not get there in passes. I think even with one shot on goal, he still will go under. But I think if he has two shots on goal, that's where we're going to see him go over. But Di Maria is also somebody that typically will sub, um, 70 to 80 minutes. It's not going to give you a ton of like extra equity, but I think just having a little bit of sub equity there does give him just a little bit more value. Obviously, in a Champions League game this deep into the tournament, they definitely are going to let some of these guys go a little bit longer if they think they need to. Cover boy Dustin Johnson. This is the beauty of PrizePicks, right? Like longest drive. How did they even come up with that, right? But I do think I love the uniqueness of the prop, the fantasy prop here. And there's no real lines, right, to base this off of. And you kind of have to figure in whether there is a lot of unknowns with this prop in my feel for the under. Dustin Johnson in 2019 did have a drive of 373 yards in the fourth round of the Valspar. So I think it's definitely capable that he can go over, right? He's had a drive over 400, and I think it's 419 is his longest this year. But this course in general, the fairways are really important to hit. It's a really long course. So if you're hitting off of the fairways and you're trying to scramble from really deep, it's really hard to make up for those strokes. So this is one of the top 10 toughest courses on the tour. There is four really long par fives. Those would be the opportunities likely for him to go over. And then hole 6, which is the one that he hit 373 yards in 2018. So again, he hit it 1 out of the 4 rounds in all those holes. So I'm just leaning under. Obviously, one swing he can go over, but for the first round, I'm going to lean under for Dustin Johnson on longest drive of 360 yards. My next play is Miggy Cabrera, who is successfully still hitting in the 3-hole while also hitting under the Mendoza line. So Mendoza line, for those of you that know, is 200. I think his batting average right now is around 170. And he has a matchup with Carlos Rodon, who's been phenomenal this season. So I think, you can look at this two ways. Like I bet, no, sorry, not bet. I played the under Jazz Chisholm against Corbin Burns the other day, and his fantasy on was only 5. And obviously, he kind of hit and stole 2 bases on this first at bat over really easy, right? Like that's a super low line to go over. But I think in these scenarios with somebody like Miguel Cabrera, who doesn't have stolen base equity, he might walk. I just don't, I think he needs like a double, multiple hits, or just some things that I just don't, or home run, obviously, that I don't expect happening in this matchup. So I like Miguel Cabrera under. And then my last 2 plays I'm just kind of mentioning, this is more from like a viewer standpoint of the Champions League game today. Neymar and Kevin De Bruyne are like 2 of the best players in the world. When you put them both on the same stage, I think these are the guys that are going to shine. And Mbappe can be in the same region, where I just lean over on these guys. It does not like a strong feel. Like De Bruyne probably needs an assist or a goal, or multiple shots on goal. Same with Neymar. But I think if there's going to be scoring in this game, I think these are the 2 guys that are going to be part of it. So these are kind of like my extra. If you're like maybe doing a 2 for 2 and you want to make it a 3 for 3, you add in one of these guys to go over. I like that combination. So again, we have a free Discord channel that I am posting more PrizePicks plays and other fantasy prop contests as well. And what the best part is that it's community. We have people posting their favorite things all day long, and it is completely free. So you can sign up at fsidfs.com or look in the comments in the description, and there's a link to join that Discord channel. So thanks for listening. Hope you subscribe to the channel and then come back and listen for more. Thanks.